Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about organizing your life, your work, and your money. In today's video, we are going to be diving into day 3 of our organization series. This is the Organized You series, where I am walking you through the steps of what you need to take in order to get organized for 2022. So in yesterday's video, we talked about your life categories, developing the life categories that you need, thinking about what's important to you, and writing it down. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 2022 planner lineup, which is also in alignment with my life categories. So I'm going to be walking you through the planners that I'm going to be using for each category of my life. So I have a very big stack of planners here. There are 8 planners here in total. I'm going to push them all aside so that we can talk about them all, and I can tell you about each one of them and how I am planning on using it for 2022. So we talked through 12 of my life categories. Now, just because it's a life category does not mean that I have a specific planner for it. With some of these planners, I am using it for multiple categories, but then some of the categories I have multiple planners. So that's why I wanted to walk you through my thought process. But like I said in my previous video, you could have one planner and keep all of your categories in this one planner. I have multiple planners because the first thing is it's my job, and I love to share different videos and concepts, and I like to experiment with different planners. And the second reason is because it's a really big hobby of mine. I love to plan. I love to use different planners. I like to have different layouts. I decorate. It is how I have fun. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at all of these planners, because if you're just using it to plan your life, then you may feel like this is very overwhelming. But for me, I look at it as a sense of fun and also to plan my life. So with that being said, that's my disclaimer. Let's go ahead and get into my system. I like to label all of my planners. I will just add a sticky note on top and just write what I am using it for. This is mainly because I have a lot of vertical style planners, and with my vertical ones, sometimes I will forget which vertical planner is for what category. So I'll keep these on here all year. This just helps me to remember. The very first planner that we're looking at is my catch-all planner. My catch-all planner is one that I created, and this is the one for 2022. This is an undated planner, and it is an hourly planner, and I just recently did an entire video on this planner and did a flip through, so you can look at that video if you wanted to see how it's set up. But this is my catch-all. This planner gets all of the categories in one form or another. Usually it's an overview of all of the different things that's going on in my life. It will somehow get into this planner. I have been using an hourly planner in order to schedule my time for about 3 years now, and I love this style. It definitely helps me. I love time blocking. I love staying on top of my day with this particular layout. So this definitely works for me. I am sticking with it, and this is the planner that I'm going to be using for 2022. I do like a neutral layout. So as you can see, there's no color in this planner, and I love that because I like to just add stickers, and if I want color, then I will add color. If I don't want anything, then I won't add anything. But this is the one that I created for 2022. If you're interested in this planner, you can definitely check out the description box. I will have it linked there. I will also try and link all of the planners that I have over here, because I believe a majority of them are still available through the different sites. It may be Happy Planner site, it might be mine, or it could be on Amazon. But if I do find a link to any planner that I talk about, I will leave it in the description box. But this is the very first one for 2022, and this is my catch-all planner. So for your catch-all will include your schedule, your time, how you are basically looking at your to-do list and your schedule throughout the course of the day. For me, hourly works the best, but for other people, I have seen them use vertical style planners a lot. A lot of people use vertical, and I've also seen other people use dashboard. So you just want to see what fits your personality, what you know you're going to look at on a daily basis. For me, it is an hourly planner. So this is the first one that I'm using for 2022. The second planner that I am going to be using is a vertical style planner. This is going to be my personal planner. This one is from Happy Planner, and it is the Do All the Things planner. And with this planner, I am mainly using it more like a memory style planner. I like to keep track of a lot of personal things that are going on in our life, in our home, with our family. And this planner is a great way for me to kind of look back on different things that have happened, what I have eaten, if I'm keeping up with routines, if I had a headache, what I did for our home. All of that can be included within this planner. Some of this information does end up in my catch-all planner as well, but I do feel as though I go way more in depth within this planner. So for instance, I might write down that I had a headache on a particular day. I could possibly put that in my catch-all planner, but within my personal planner, I will go into more information. The fact that I had a headache, I felt like it was a migraine by the nighttime because I put PM right here, and then I took an ibuprofen 800, one tablet, I slept it off, I felt better the next day. And this just helps me if I end up going to the doctor. That way I have a bunch more information than what would be in my catch-all planner, because I wouldn't have the space to write all of this down. And then if I'm talking to my doctor, I could also go into what I ate that day, if I felt like I had drank enough water, if I had worked out, when was the last time I worked out. I'm able to see just way more information here. With my personal planner, I am also keeping track of things that's going on with my family, like our family meetings, the last time me and my husband went on a date night, just random things that's going on with the family, and even the last time we spent time together with the kids. I will keep all of that type of information within this personal planner. So it is just a great way for me to kind of look at what's going on with my home, with my health, with my family. So I'm going to continue to use this one in the new year for the exact same thing. This one goes from July all the way through December of 2022. So it was July 2021 till December 2022. So I'll be able to complete the entire year in this one. And this one is considered my personal planner, but it holds the categories of home, health, family, and even my social life will go in here too. So we're looking at home, health, family, and social. The next planner that I have over here is a new one. I did have to purchase the 12-month dashboard layout. This is from Happy Planner, and this one is going to be my business planner. I love using the dashboard style for my business planner, and this is the Disney Princess Planner. But the reason I love it so much is because it's not as colorful as they have been in the past. If you notice, on the dashboard layout, it is way more neutral than it has been. Usually there's a bunch of color over here, and anytime it has been a Disney style princess planner, there's usually a bunch of color going on, but they really kept it muted, which I really love about this planner. I feel like I can just cover up my headers like I normally do, and then I am able to just do the exact same thing, and I don't have to cover up a bunch of color. So with this one, I will usually divide up my categories. I usually will keep my Instagram and my to-do list, my YouTube, what's going on with my membership, and I'll even keep track of my Etsy orders, how many I end up shipping out on this side. But I love this planner, love this layout. I feel like it's very muted, and it really does give way for you to kind of set it up the way that you need to set it up, and you don't feel overwhelmed by all of the color and things that's going on. They don't have as much going on in this one. So this one will be my business planner. With my business, I do like to write down a lot of lists, so this one will definitely work for me with that, and I don't feel like the colors are overwhelming at all. But like I said, when we are thinking about how we like to to plan. You may like to plan different ways for different things. When it comes down to my time, I like to do an hourly planner. However, when I'm thinking about my business, I usually will create lists because that's what works for me. I am using my monthly in order to write out all my content, and then I will write down any list of things that I need to do. What do I need to do for my clients? What do I need to do for YouTube? What do I need to do for Instagram? What do I need to do for Etsy and my memberships? And so the dashboard layout does help me to really plan this out very well and stay on top of everything. So this is going to be the planner for 2022. And with this one, this is my business social media work planner. The next planner that I have over here that I'm using for 2022 is my money planner. And this is the one that I created. It is an undated planner. I have done an entire flip through of my budget planner and walked you through how I am planning on using it. But with this one, I do have my paycheck budget and my monthly budget, and I do like to budget on a weekly basis. So I am going to use it that way for the entire year. I also have an expense tracker in here as well, so I can keep up with my expenses and write down every time I am spending money. And I also have an income tracker so I can keep up with how much money I am making for the month. So this one is going to be the one that I am using for 2022. Really excited to get into this one. And of course, I will have separate videos when I am setting all of these up. So this is not the only time that you will see these. I just wanted to really discuss each category of my life and talk you through how I decided to plan for it and what I am using for 2022, my full planner lineup. Hoping that this will help you when you're looking at planners and you are thinking about how you will create your own. So the fifth planner that I am going to be using, I am going to be using as a prayer journal. So this is the faith planner that I created. If you've never seen this one, it looks like this. On my monthly, I will usually write out what I am praying for, and I have different areas that I am praying for throughout the course of the month. So usually I will write them out and then I will highlight them after I have prayed for them. And then when it comes down to my weeklies, I will just write out different prayers and really use this more as a prayer journal, which I am going to be switching up my system when it comes down to 2022. So for 2022, I am going to be using this as a prayer journal where I write out my prayers, but I am also going to be using a vertical style planner as a faith planner. I was going back and forth on if I wanted to use a horizontal or if I wanted to use a vertical. I ultimately decided to try out the vertical because I usually will stick to a horizontal for the year. And I saw this planner. It says plans are dreams in the making. I thought that it was nice and perfect, and it's very muted on the inside, no color at all, which I absolutely love. And I wanted to try it out where I add my scripture, add observations, application, all of that in here, and then use this prayer journal for my Bible studies and to go into more in depth and more study. Just because these are blank lines, I felt like I could do more within this one as far as just writing things out, like especially if I'm doing something like this where I am talking about a particular topic. But when it comes down to just scripture study, I am going to be using this planner. So it will be these two together that will be making up my faith category, my faith journey. These are going to be the two planners that I'm going to be using, but this one is undated, so I feel like I can kind of pull this one in whenever I need it, and this one will probably be my main planner, the main one that I will be using. The next planner that I have over here is my church planner. This is a happy planner vertical, and it says on the front, the world is too big to stay in one place. And I'm going to be using this one as my church planner in order to stay on top of the different things that we need to do for the church. So my husband and I are launching our church in January, and so I have a bunch of different things that I need to do for the church. I am basically staying on top of a lot of the admin things and finance items, so I just like to have a separate place where I can kind of keep track of all of those things, make sure that I am doing everything that I need to do. Found this one, once again, it's a very muted planner. If you can see, it is no color at all. I really do love it. I love how simple it is. And I just have to commend Happy Planner on how they're making their planners way more simple, because I felt like when I first started using them, I really loved them, but I just was so overwhelmed by all of the color. And they have really changed that over the years. They really have toned it down to where they have some that do have color, but they do have more of a selection, especially in the big, of things that don't have a lot of color, and it gives you the opportunity to decorate and put what you want within the planner instead of being limited because it's a certain color. So this is one that I'm going to be using for church. This is one that you probably won't see that often, mainly just because of how I use it, and I'm very, very specific in it, so I don't like to share it that often. But since it doesn't have anything in it right now, this will be the church planner for 2022. The next planner that I'm going to be using is my reading planner. So this is another planner that started in the month of July. In January, I'm going to really start using it for my reading. And with my reading planner, I mainly will use the monthly spread to kind of jot down the different things that I'm currently reading, when I started a book, when I finished a book, and then when it comes down to my weekly spread, I will jot down the different things that I have learned from reading that day. So if I read something for 20 minutes and I got one really good point from it, then I will just write that down and write down what I learned, and that way it just makes a really good memory for me to be able to flip through my planner and see the different things that I've read. When I wasn't doing this, I felt like I kept forgetting what I had read. And so I would read an entire book, and then 3 months later, I couldn't even tell you what was in the book because I was reading so many different things. And now that I have this planner and I'm able to flip through the different things that I've read, I'm able to really say, okay, no, this was definitely from this book, and I'm not mixing my books up as often as I was before. So this one is a Disney planner, and as you can see, it's vertical style, but once again, not overwhelmed by the colors. You do have some colors at the very top here, but it's really not that bad. And so that's how I am planning on using this one. And usually with my currently spread, I will just kind of wrap up what I have just read. And I know it's the currently spread is usually for the next month, but how I have been using it, I have been wrapping up the previous month, and that is because I only keep 1 month in my planner at a time. So since I only have this current month, I wouldn't have it for the next month in my planner, in my Franken planners. So I use my currently pages to wrap up the previous month, and I'll just cover this. So that's how I am planning on using this one. And this once again will be my reading planner. And the last planner that I have over here is actually an older planner, but it's because I do not go by the date within this planner. It's more like a notebook, a journal. This is the Love Letters 2021 planner. And what I have been doing previously with my commonplace planners is just retiring them and getting a new one for the brand new year. What I decided in 2021 though is because the dates don't really matter, that I don't need to replace the planner just because it's a brand new year. I can keep going. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the first year that I've ever done this, which means that I'm not going to switch out this planner. I am going to keep going until I actually finish it out. So with this one, I am only writing in it whenever I get a chance. And as you can see, I have finished January. I currently have February in my planner. I think I have finished March. April is finished as well, and May is finished. So I basically have like half the year done, and then the other half is not done yet. And that's because I don't plan in this one weekly. I only plan it when I have extra time and I want to talk about a particular topic. So that's how I use this one. And this one is my commonplace planner. If you've never heard of me talking about commonplace or my learning notebook, I will link that video above. But this is one that I use more like a notebook than a planner, and I'm going to keep it going with the Love Letters planner. And this one was supposed to be a horizontal lettering planner, but I just wanted to use a horizontal planner in order to decorate and make creative spreads. So that's how I use this one, and I will just come up with random topics and just decorate and talk about those topics with you all. So I don't know if this one counts as a planner. If not, then I guess I have 7 planners, but I do count it, and so I'll say 8 usually when people will ask me how many I'm currently in. But that's it. So this is my commonplace and my reading, and these two will be considered personal development for me. I also have my faith and my prayer journal, and this would be considered my spiritual journey or my faith category. And then I have my church, my business planner, which would be considered work for me. So I would put these both under the work category. I have my money category, personal, which is home, health, family, and social, and then my catch-all, which is my time. And that's my 2022 planner lineup, and it is also how I am planning on dividing up my categories for the year so that I can start to construct my organizational system. So now that you have your planner set up, I'm hoping that you have dived into what planners you're going to be using for 2022. And like I said, you don't have to use all of these just because I do. This is my job. I really love planners. And this does not overwhelm me. This actually excites me. I love spending time in each one of these. But like I said, you could do all of this in one planner. You don't have to have all of these. Everything could be done in one. So in the next upcoming videos, what we will do though is go through how we're gonna set up these particular planners in order to make sure we are connecting with each category that we have. So after we decide on our categories and after we decide what planners we're going to use, then the next step is to make sure that we're actually going to use them. And the next step that we have to take in order to make sure that we do that is developing our planner routines, our morning routines, the goals that we want to set for the year, and making sure that they are in alignment with these particular categories. So that is what's coming up next. We're going to talk about goals, routines, habits, and figuring out how to make sure that we're setting up this system for success. And if you want to learn more about developing your categories, setting up your system, make sure that you check out the Organize You. The Organize You is the membership that just launched on December 1st. You have from now until December 31st to sign up at the introductory price. Make sure that you check out the link in the description box to find out more about it. I would love to see you over there. It's weekly classes. We're going to have a bunch of fun. So please make sure that you check it out. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video when we dive into setting up our goals for 2022. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye, guys.